Hi, Dr. Ingo Mahn here, and I wanted to make a quick video to show you the integration between the Galileos cone beam and the CEREC CAD/CAM unit. The particular unit that we use is the Galileos by Sirona, and I purchased this unit really to be able to place implants on my own and to make the process very predictable, because I was using an implant system that was not very commonly used, which is the Z Systems non-metallic implants from Switzerland. And so with this particular unit, what we do is we take a cone beam scan with a radiographic bite plate, and the true power really comes when you integrate it with the CEREC unit. Now in this particular case, which happens to be the first case that I actually ever did, the replacement of tooth number 5 here, and the way we went about it was we first planned the restoration on the CAD/CAM unit, the CEREC. And in this case, we had a stone model that we scanned, and you literally just draw a circle where you're going to place the implant, and then go ahead and design the restoration just as if you were going to make a crown or an intraoral restoration in one visit. So this particular tooth, this was a very straightforward case. It was actually a virgin bicuspid tooth that fractured, and we chose to do the non-metallic implant. So here we went ahead and designed the restoration, and I'm able to go ahead and go through all of the different editing processes, just like I do when I make a conventional crown. And so this is really the power of this, is because you're able to reverse engineer this. You're able to know exactly where that final restoration is going to be. In this case, we did not use an opposing model. You could actually take a scan of the opposing arch and get the occlusion right on, but this gets us very, very close. And then what you do is you go ahead and export the case. You click here and you export it as an SSI file. And once you have that file, you save that on a thumb drive or your network, and the next step is to go into the cone beam scan of this particular patient. Now over here on the right, you see the little CAD/CAM tab. You click right here, and now you're able to browse, and when you find that file right here where it says implant number 5, and what it does is it actually imports that CAD/CAM data and that restoration that we just designed on the CEREC, and allows us to see it in our cone beam software. Now the next step is where we actually register the model, the physical model, or in this case a scan of the physical model, with the cone beam scan. And so what we do is we mark some reference points both on the virtual model as well as the cone beam scan, and then we register that data. And what it does is, you can see it's registering the data right here on the giving the progress. And once it completes that process, it takes us to the next page, and we're able to verify that the model is properly indexed to the scan. And you can see this now gives us a very precise location of the soft tissue. And as we move forward and backward through the scan, we're able to see that the images and the precisely overlay each other. And that's really the key. So then the next step is to go into the scan, and now you can see you've got your model, and now you can see an exact cross-section, not just of the restoration that we've designed, but also where the tissue is. And the next step now is to go ahead and select the implant. And we can, with this particular system, it comes in different diameters and lengths. So we go ahead and choose an implant. And now, when we place that implant, you can see we know exactly where that restoration is going to be. We know where the bone is. We know where the soft tissue is. And all we have to do is place that implant very precisely where we want it. And once we have that all aligned the way we want, we could go ahead and verify to make sure that there's no problem with proximity to the other roots. At that point, we can go ahead and create a surgical planning report, as well as order a surgical guide based on this precise plan. So once we order the guide, we actually send that and the radiographic bite plate, as well as a model and this particular plan burned onto a CD to Germany. There are some other options now. You can actually mill these guides yourself with the new OmniCam and the new CEREC software, and we essentially get this surgical guide, in this case from Germany, that allows us to very precisely create our osteotomies to be able to place that implant exactly where we wanted to place it. So this is the actual patient on the day of the surgery. This was right after the surgery. We used a tissue punch, placed the implant. It literally took less than 15 minutes. We did do a follow-up CT scan just to verify the precise placement of the implant. And in this case, we allowed about 5 to 6 months for integration. And then this is the final restoration. So that kind of walks you through the process and the power of how we can integrate the CEREC and the cone beam technology to create some beautiful biocompatible restorations. All right, and if you have any questions, feel free to contact me by email at ingo@drmahn.com.